my name is now on the Contemporary Era Committee ballot for Baseball Hall of Fame. And I know this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but baseball fans, it is time we let Barry Bonds enter the chat. He has etched his name in baseball history, so much so that I believe it is comical that he is not in the Hall of Fame. Let me just read you off a couple of these stats here. He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time, the all-time leader in home runs, walks, intentional walks, WAR, 7-time MVP, 2-time batting champ, 12-time Silver Slugger, 14-time All-Star, 8 Gold Gloves. Not only do the numbers speak for itself, yes, it's an unpopular opinion because he was involved in a PED scandal, but you have some of the top players in the game today. Your AL reigning MVP, Aaron Judge, who has come out and said that he believes Barry Bonds' numbers are still the true leader numbers, the all-time home run, the single season all-time home run numbers. And it's time that we let him be a part of the game, that we still show his stats. That's the hardest part for me to wrap around. His name is still on all the lists at the top. We talk about him when we talk about other records. However, he is not in the Hall of Fame. No, it's time.
You know where I stand here.
It's time.
I consider Barry Bonds to be the greatest hitter of all time.
Yeah. Oh, and also remember, also an unpopular opinion, and fans probably don't want to hear it, a good chunk of the league was on PEDs at that time, steroids, including pitchers.
Right.
Including pitchers. You still have to hit the ball.
I consider Barry Bonds to be the greatest hitter of all time.
Yeah.
Now, the numbers and the stats that you're reading off, in my mind, that doesn't matter because it's not the reason that he's not in. Obviously, there's not a single person on planet Earth that would say, statistically, Barry Bonds doesn't deserve to be in. The reason he's not in is because of the whole steroid thing. I believe he should be in. I believe he should have been in on the first ballot. The reason, well, there's plenty. The numbers. He played during an era considered the steroid era that we've decided to not just wipe off the face of the earth because, oh, guess what? It saved baseball.
League.
It saved baseball.
But it was openly known that everybody was taking him.
Well, right.
It's not like a hidden thing, and I'm sure if you really went through everybody that's in the Hall of Fame, you're going to find a lot of other people that were also taking steroids.
I mean, look.
They just didn't get caught.
People, sports in general, you're trying to find an edge where you can.
Yep.
And the majority, guess what? Many of the guys in the Hall of Fame, especially the older guys, were taking greenies when greenies weren't allowed to be used. And now
there
we
were
get
buckets
to this
in the clubhouse.
we get to this time where steroids are being used, and all of a sudden we're like, hey, whoa, this is awful, and you're not allowed to do this, and you're never, ever going to be in the Hall of Fame, except for some of the guys that are in the Hall of Fame. We're not going to take them out, but you're not allowed in. And it's like, what? Come on. Like, what are we doing here? This is an era of baseball that saved baseball.
Yeah.
The home run chase between Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa saved baseball. Brought so many eyes back after the strike, and it allowed people to come back to the game and fall back in love with it. And it was exciting. And it's a time period that we still acknowledge in the record book, and it's a time period that we should acknowledge in the Hall of Fame. Yep. And I have said this many times. If you want to just acknowledge what was happening in the Hall of Fame museum, do it. Put them in the Hall of Fame. Make a steroid era wing and just say, hey, this is a big part of baseball. This is what was happening. But these were the best of the best during that time and some of the best of all time, and they deserve to be recognized for what they were doing. So I'm totally fine with that. I don't care if you have to walk into another wing that says, hey, this was a time period where steroids were being used. Here's who is the best of the best. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. Come on. What are we doing? I completely agree with you. Barry Bonds should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame, but he is not on this ballot anymore. His time is up, but he is on. He's still able to
He's
get
still
voted.
able in the Contemporary Era Committee ballot.
Contemporary Era Committee
ballot for baseball.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.